to another episode of the Balance Between Sports Podcast, which you got a host with the most amount of planet, Yawa ECG, and my guy.
Yo, it's your boy Da Vinci. Starve the ego, feed the soul.
And the Buffalo Kid.
It's your boy Sly, man. Buffalo, man. No fear. Stay dangerous.
Here. Da Vinci. Why,
What's up?
why your boy KD a little salty right now?
Is it Katie that's salty? Or is it people that are a little too unfair to KD? Because we gotta remember something. KD's only a human being. I mean, because I just think KD gets a lot. Certain things are wanted, and a lot is just unwanted. Because if we're gonna look at the situation, and everybody wants to judge KD since he leaves the Warriors in everything he does, right? No one is talking about what KD did for the Warriors with those 2 rings. Everyone is more focused on, oh, he left the Warriors and he hasn't done reach here or won a championship since he left the Warriors, right? People always going to focus on the negative more than going to focus on the good. It is what it is. But listen, I think the guy gets too much unwanted. Not looking into the scenarios. What? He had a part-time teammate showed up at the end. Year before that, his teammates got injured. 1 foot or an inch foot away from making the conference finals, where they would have took care of Atlanta, right? And who knows what would happen. Right? Next year, all of these things that we've seen played out happen. So please tell me that some of these things are just not unfair. Not to mention, the man was injured. And can we all both agree here that it was a great possibility that if he was not injured this year for a certain amount of time, Kevin Durant would have been the MVP of the league.
Valid.
You want to go Sly? Or you want me to take this part?
Yeah, I'll chime in. Because I think I'm probably in the middle. I think, man, the KD slander is. I mean, some of it. I kind of feel like how you guys felt about the Chris Paul and Pat Bev thing. I feel like some of the stuff is true, but you can't let that let that overtake like the positive stuff. Like at the end of the day, that man got a couple rings. The man got some scoring titles. The man is definitely well renowned as one of the best scorers in NBA history. It's like, what y'all want from the man? Y'all want him to just have some flawless resume? Like, I don't know. I tend to focus on like what he can do, has done, and those type of. And in that case, he's an all-time great. If he retires tomorrow, like he hasn't had the easiest like his time with the Nets. I mean, I don't think he was in position to win a title in none of it, and at any point of his career with the Nets. They weren't in position. They had injuries. They had this year was just a mess altogether. Like he hasn't been in position to win, and it hasn't been his fault. So it's like I don't know if I just can't. I'm not jacking all of this slander towards him. It's like what do you want him to do? You want him to tell James Harden to not request a trade and make Kyrie get the vaccine? Like, what could he do in these situations? Like, what you want from that man? Like, even during his time at OKC, it's like, I mean, obviously playing with Russell Westbrook ain't the easiest thing in the world. I think LeBron showed us that this year. James Harden showed us that. His time with the Wizards showed us that. And he was drafted to that team. So that's another thing that's out of his control. It's like, what y'all want this man to do? Like, I don't know. But you know how it is. They're going to criticize. And that's kind of the toll you pay when you're a superstar in the NBA. You got to take that criticism. It comes with the territory. But I don't have that same criticism for him. I think Kevin Durant probably the top 3 scorer in NBA history. Like one of the most skilled players in NBA history, 2-time champion. I mean, it's hard to slander a dude like that for me personally.
Wait, hold on. King, I don't know what he gonna do I don't know how you gonna do it, but how the hell you gonna top what that man just said? No, yeah, no. Listen. Let's be here, man. That was excellent. My God, I wish more people would view it like that. Oh, bro, go ahead, King. Go ahead.
Hey, hey,
I know,
you
I know
done?
you got some. I already
No,
know you got something for
no,
me. Like,
you done?
you,
No. I'm just
listen,
listening. That was
Or
that
are you
was that was
finished?
amazing. No, that was
bulletproof
amazing.
vest on.
I'm just giving my guy
Da
props,
Vinci, Da
man.
Vinci, are you done or are you finished?
He delivered it, man. Your turn.
Oh, you didn't catch the joke, man. The bird, man. Anyways, listen. I think that some of the criticism isn't valid, but at the same time, LeBron James went through it. PG went through it. I mean, when LeBron won his rings in Miami and went back to Cleveland, people said you only got your rings because of Wade. So I understand why people have these narratives. They're stories. It's the NBA. We don't just want to watch them put the ball in the hoop. We want to know what they do outside of basketball, what they're doing inside basketball, how they get prepared, how they get prepped. Right now, part of the reason why we're even talking about this is because of Shaq. Shaq retweeted. Sly shaking his head. You can't see him right now.
Shaq be getting on my nerves, man.
Oh, hold on. Hey, hold on. Before you go to second, King. Sly, right? He's been acting out of character lately.
He really has.
That's not him, right?
He
That's
got,
not him.
like you said, extra sauce. Shaq has put extra sauce on it. Like, I don't know. I ain't Jackie Shaq, man.
Yeah, I was very surprised when I saw this and it was from Shaq. I was like, oh,
Right.
Hold on, though. It was a retweet. He himself didn't create that
Oh,
post.
right. Yeah,
He
that's true. That's true.
retweeted it. You see what I'm saying? So there was a fan that said, "What has Kevin Durant done since he left Steph Curry?" Then even today on stereo, we had a big debate about it, about KD and the Warriors. Oh, KD needed the Warriors. The Warriors didn't need KD. And I'll tell you this right now, that's all poppycock. Tomfoolery and shenanigans. It is 50-50. You hear it from me. I don't care what nobody else thinks. It is 50-50 because they had to go get him.
Facts.
All right? They went to his house and said, "My G, come through." And me and Vinci were just talking about this before you came back on, Slot. I said there's only two reasons. One was we don't want to face this guy again because they might reload and they might get better, and we're gonna have to go through them, and then we're gonna have to go deal with LeBron.
Yep.
So why not take him over here? He said he don't want to play with Russ no more. Because like yet again, I don't think people are realizing the whole context of the situation. Him and Draymond were talking the whole season. So you know this guy was like, "Yo, man, I can't play with this guy." And I guarantee you when they both choked people, him and Russ, this isn't all on Russ, that 3-1 lead they blew.
Facts.
Him and Russ choked, and he looked at Russ and said, "I can't win with this guy. I can't win with him." They play beautiful basketball over there. They pass, this ball movement. KD, I always say, can fit in any system. And he wanted to play basketball in a better place, and that's why he went there. So the criticisms that he's getting right now, the invalid parts, I feel is he just came off an injury. Kyrie, part-time player, yet again, not trying to throw no smoke on his name, and James Harden is a quitter. He surrounded himself with three bad people. Another reason why this question comes up too is people are questioning his decision to leave Golden State. So, gentlemen, what do you say about that?
Well, listen, I think the leaving Golden State is valid, right? Absolutely. And what you were just saying, we forgot to put like, oh, the guy's been injured. What did he came off?
Yeah, Achilles
Right?
injury.
Yeah. And this year again, he was injured. I mean, it was an event of certain things that didn't play out for them, right? So I just don't get it. And the valid criticism, I get it. It's there. I'm not gonna deny it, right? Yes, he hasn't done anything yet, people. It's clear we've seen it. But just like what Sly said, all of those things, that's your answers. But people are too focused on the negative to see the truth. They just want something to talk and they want something to bring him down. That's the way it
That's
works.
exactly what it is. But it's because of people like Shaq, though. Like, that's always rings, 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 rings. It's like, okay, bro, but it's more that go into it. It ain't just like if you don't got a ring, you ain't successful. Like, that mindset is crazy. That mindset is why, like, we got super teams that they complain about too. It's like, oh, stop with this discrediting people if they don't win a ring every year. Like, dog, only one team gonna win a ring, bro. Like, certain circumstances fall into place. The stars gotta align. Like, certain things gotta happen. Like Shaq got to play with one of the he got to play with one of the best players of our generation. Like, he got a different circumstance. He got to play with the reincarnation of Michael Jordan. Like, dog, Shaq. Everybody wasn't as fortunate as you, bro. Like,
And then Sly. And then he went and played with the second shooting guard of all time.
right,
I mean,
exactly. It's like,
yeah.
oh, come on, man. Everybody ain't as fortunate as you, man.
Sly, I think you're gonna appreciate this when I say this. And Da Vinci, you're gonna be shocked, but you're not gonna be shocked.
Oh, I already know.
Why are we doing this when LeBron James has to go through this every year? Why are we trying to keep up for one guy with another? Hey, you guys both know I'm not the LeBron James fan over here, but I'm just trying to be fair down the middle. You know what I'm saying? He made bad choices. When LeBron James has built his teams and they fail, what happens? Late GM. It's his fault. He brought Russ over here. He gets the same criticism, my God. It's the same thing when I was talking about Westbrook with some people. So like, oh, put some respect on this. I'm like, bro, are we not remembering about way off P? We're not remembering about the frozen one. We're not remembering about Steph Curry not clutch. Are we not remembering about all these other players getting these type of criticisms? What world are we living in now where people are soft? Social media is making social media is making people soft. I love KD clapping back. That's what you're supposed to do, my
Hell
friend.
yeah.
But all these people trying to keep up for this or keep up for that, you know what I mean? For Sly, Chris Paul, he's your guy, so you feel like he gets a lot of slander. I have love for Chris Paul. He's a top 5 point guard. I still pick Jason Kidd over him, but that's just my personal preference. And at the same time, I felt like he didn't get enough slander. Da Vinci, me and you, I think Sly was here for it too, but we're talking about the Kyrie and Aaron Rodgers situation with Stephen A. and the media, right? Have the same energy. The same way you jumped on Kyrie's neck because he didn't want to take the vaccine and he didn't want to be a team player. Well, your boy Aaron Rodgers lied, flat out lied. You should be cracking his head with a bat, Negan style, like this is Walking
Extra. Two bats. Two bats. Kyrie didn't lie. Kyrie said, I just don't want it. It's not for me. Right?
You see what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of it is invalid. Well, not a lot. Half of it's invalid, and the other half is valid. But then, get to my point, LeBron James goes through this. Steph Curry, all these guys. So why are we getting so sensitive and upbeat about this when there's so many people before, especially the social media era? Because I'm not going to count the '90s. We're going to say the social media era. These guys have been getting killed every day.
Yeah, no, you know what? That's super. Like, I can appreciate you keep that same energy kind of stance. Like, that's a fact, man. You right. Like, but I think my stance is more like I think across the board, these players don't deserve as much slander as they get.
That's
I think
fair.
your stance is like, if you're gonna slander LeBron like this, then you better slander all of these dudes the same way. And I honestly, I can respect that. It makes sense. I can't argue that. I can't.
Yeah, I just think that there it is there, but it's just the negative sells, right? The negative things is the one that flows. And like you said, we've said this multiple times. You can do a million charities, you can do a million things, you can save a million lives, right? But if you have a bad game or you choke in the playoff, like none of all the things you've ever done or you won 3 championships, none of that matter. Everything just matters about that one time you choked or that one time, not necessarily choke, but that one time you couldn't do it, right? And if you're a superstar, all the blame comes on you. right?
Yep.
And sometimes we forget so much that it's a team game.
Facts.
It's a team game.
Hey, Da Vinci, one man will never beat a team of 12.
Facts, bro.
I've been saying it. And before I end this off, I want to say, Kendrick Lamar, I appreciate you, my G. Because guess what? LeBron said give him his flowers, but he ain't your savior. J. Cole made you think, but he's not your savior. Future said, get a money counting, but he's not your savior. Stop looking at these people like they need to be perfect. Some of them want to be role models, and some of them just want to play basketball, and others just want to be themselves. So guess what? Critique the play on the court, leave everything else somewhere else. I'm gonna end it like that. Do you gentlemen have anything else you want to say before we get up out of here?
No.
All right. It's your guy, the host of the most man with the pint, Yao, Kiki CG, and the Buffalo Kid.
It's your boy Sly, man. Buffalo, stay dangerous, y'all. Fearless.
And my guy.
It's your boy Da Vinci. Starve the ego, feed the soul, smash the bum, like buttons, comment, people.
Like, comment, subscribe. We are on Spotify and Apple Music. And yet again, pray for these suckers that think that us black people are a joke. We need to stop this. Yet again, I'm not trying to kill people with this. Go read the manifesto. Go read this paper. Sorry, I'm stumbling with it. Okay? The internet created this monster, this coward, this sucker. Okay? And Sly's children, my children, nobody's children should be in fear. All right?
We're ready. We're prepared in every way. Take that how you want.
Okay, so next time, people, stay blessed.